So let me go to spoken tutorial. You have something called forums. And forums will list all the questions. And you have to locate when it is loading. Let me just here. Let me shift it here somewhere. Here it is. Forum has come, right? We can view all the previous questions, right? One can even say, one can of course go through this and locate Linux and ask questions, or you can search here. So for example, Linux. Of course, these are the questions that were asked previously, right? And so here, next to Linux, you can see Linux coming, a lot of other things come, Linux comes again, but a lot of other things also come. Because we might have said Audacity runs on Linux or eSIM runs on Linux, something like that. So, but next to Linux, you have this lens here. Let me zoom a little bit. Okay. Can you see this? Next to Linux, there is a lens here. So let me click this. So it will produce all Linux tutorials. There are different tutorials. Okay. So general Ubuntu desktop 16. This is Ubuntu desktop 16.04, right? Or general. Okay, Kali or Ubuntu, various things people are asking. So let me click this. There seem to be a lot of questions on general, installing file attribution. Okay, the setcom. Okay, so let me take file attributes. Okay, now file attributes, you have not many people, but same person is asking a lot of questions. Okay, and then once it is done, so now you are in Linux, you are in file attribute because you selected file attributes, and then you can sort it by minutes. See this minutes here in the top. So what happens is all the questions that are asked in the video. So there is a video called file attributes. Okay, just like if you see the previous thing, this one is installing software 16.04. This one is on, this video is called more on sed command. So every video has a title. So this video has the title more on sed command. So it is easy to locate this. And here I selected file attributes by selecting this. If I want more on sed command, I would have said click this, right? There is only one question on this. Okay, general, there are many. Okay, and then once it is done, you can say minutes. Okay, so general, Linux general, there are questions, but let me go back because general means there is no minute second. Actually, it is, there are, in fact, I would like people to avoid using this general because this is not really helping other people because these are not arranged properly. Whereas, let me go back and say general purpose utilities in Linux. Let me see how many questions are there. There are quite a few questions, right? In this, let me say minutes. So all the questions asked in 0 to 1 minute are here. There is only one question, assignment query somebody has asked. Now 2 to 3, there is only one question. Who versus who am I? Somebody has asked this question. And Linux Ubuntu questions 3 to 4, there are many. So what is this? You have a video. Let's say that video is, let's say 10 minutes duration. Then all questions that are asked and answered between 2 to 3 minutes will come here. Between 3 to 4 minutes will come here. Between 7 and 8 minutes will come here. Between 8 and 9 minutes will come here. 10 to 11, so on and so forth, right? So one can click here. For example, Ubuntu not working. Let me go here. Okay. So this person has written, who am I is not working. So the answer, Praveen has replied, try who am I without space between the words. Right? So in other words, it is very easy for you. You might be making the same mistake. So you just have to go and check. Where is my doubt appearing? My doubt is appearing between 3 and 4 minutes. Okay. Between 3 and 4 minutes, my doubt is appearing. And somebody has already asked that question and already answered. So now, so this is one. Okay. This is what I'm saying. Has information on the basis of topic, name of the tutorial. Topic means actually the course. For example, Linux in this case. And then name of the tutorial, getting started, for example, or set command, whatever. One of the 20 tutorials that we may have, maybe 23 tutorials we might have. Minute when the question arises. Second when the question arises. It has information on this basis, right? Actual question at that instant and the answer. You saw the question and you also saw the answer. Okay. And if you ask a question, our mentors will answer. The moment it is answered, that answer is available to all the students who have that question. The students know exactly how to locate it and see if it is already answered, right? But it is possible for somebody to say that, well, you have answered, but you have not answered my doubt. I have this additional doubt. I will tell you how to answer. I will explain that also, right? So to see the previously posted question on the forum page, select the topic, for example, Linux. Then select the tutorial, then sort by minutes, then locate the question and see the description. Don't sort by seconds. Okay, that is not, sorting should not be done because we are not sorting within minutes. So it will sort general and that is not helpful. Sorting by minutes is good enough. You will be able to locate easily. I explained now with screenshots. Of course, I gave you the demo already. So here, a lot of things are there, and I think we are going to select Moodle by clicking the lens next to it. Here it is. And then Moodle lens is coming. Then how does one, there are different videos available. Suppose that we select getting ready, then it is this. You have to click this. Getting ready, a lot of questions are there. Then we will sort it by minutes. Sort by minutes by clicking on minutes. It's here. Then the questions will come here like this. Okay. Then you can click that localhost problem, installation, Moodle site, registration, whatever. You click this and it will go. By the way, here it is important to type this properly, what problem you have. Supposing they say type the title, the title of the problem. Don't say I'm a student. Don't say I'm from Avinashi Lingam University. Don't say I'm a teacher. Don't say I'm an associate professor. Okay. Don't say I'm a third-year student. Say what the problem is. That is the title. Okay. In fact, we should probably change it to subject title. Chitra, please make a note of it. We should get it changed. Where it says title, we should say subject. Okay. So that people can type the subject of the problem so that it helps easily locate, right? Easily locate already asked questions.
Sure, sir.
And login is not required to see the past discussion. Okay. So this is beautiful because even the students who are not doing our SWAYAM plus Linux course can actually come and see this, for example. Okay. If they have, of course, they need to know the videos, they need to know where the tutorials are coming, what minute, what is coming, they need to know. But if they know it, they don't even have login to see the past discussion. So process to ask a new question, register and login. Okay. Now this talks about how does one ask a new question. Okay. First of all, they have to register and log in. Then I mentioned about if you want to continue a previous discussion, then just Beamer is extremely good. By the way, I just used algorithmic style to create this, if, else if, and so on. Just imagine using it in a slide. It automatically does this. That's the beauty of LaTeX. That's the beauty of Beamer presentation. I'm using pause commands to go one line after another. If you want to continue a previous discussion, then you will see a link to add your question. For example, let me just go back to the, I think I did this from here, this browser, here it is, okay. So let me say I want to log in now. So that what happens when I log in? So here it is, somebody asked, who am I is not working. Here it says login to add comment, right? I can add comment to this. For example, this Praveen1389 answered the question from Amit Moray 123. They answered it, but the answer doesn't solve all the problems. You still have a problem. What do? You have to log in to add comment. So let me see if I can log in. So I have already registered, logged in. So let's see whether this will work. Oh no. Certification failed. Okay. I think I need to do it from Firefox. So let me just go to Firefox. Okay, let me go to Spoken Tutorial Forums. Okay, it says Kannan. Why does it complain? Anyway, so it seems to know me. So let's go back to the previous one, what we were trying to do. We're trying to do who am I question, right? So let me search here. We go to Linux. So let me pick Linux in particular. I think it was general purpose utilities, right? Let's go there. Then sorted by minutes. Who am I? Let's go here. I have logged in now. Now it says add comment, right? It no longer says log in to add your comment. It says add comment. So I can type my comment. I can say something like, your answer is not working in my machine. Or you can say something like, you answered it. Ideally, this should work for this situation also, but it is not working here. What mistake am I making? So these are the questions you can ask. You can post a comment. Immediately it will come there. Then we have our mentors who will go through this, who will answer this question. Bobby, you have any comment to add here? Do you think this will work?
Yes, sir, absolutely. And it's very good actually, like based on the time and everything, it's really good. It's going to work, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, the one problem for mentors is if you randomly ask questions, they get tired of answering the questions again and again. Here it is extremely easy, right?
Yeah,
you just have
yeah.
to go and see. They don't even have to say, go and see already there. Why they have to see? Why they have to say it? You do your work. The student who is asking that question should go and see, ask that question. So these are the ways we find out whether the student is working properly. Are they asking
Yes,
questions? By the way, they can also answer questions.
it
Somebody
promotes
might say,
efficiency.
yeah, that is extremely important. A student who knows this can answer. Supposing somebody says, I have already registered in this course, okay, and I'm learning, and I have understood. If somebody else asks, I'm going to answer. If a student can answer somebody's question, obviously he or she knows this topic. That is a recognition that they are doing well. So we have different ways of finding out whether the student is learning or not learning, right? If the student is answering intelligently, right? And of course, we would want the student to be polite. We don't want the student to be arrogant. because people may not like that, right? After all, it is public. So tomorrow, we might even allow a potential recruiter. Somebody says, I have an internship. I want to offer. Let me see what all the student has done. They can come and see the forum and see what are the things that the student has asked. Okay. Is the student asking intelligent questions? Is the student answering other people's questions? Is the student polite? Is he helping others? Is she helping others? Based on that, I will decide to give internship or not. So that
Sir,
way,
I wanted to add one point to this, sir.
Go ahead.
So this is the open source philosophy. Like open source philosophy always promotes verifiable track record, and everything is open. So it's what Condenser said. Since everything is open and public, we need to be sort of very sort of subtle in doing work.
Hello.
Yeah. Also, I would also like to add, notice the way we are trying to use this forum, right? We are trying to use the forum to help resolve questions that arise in spoken tutorials. I don't want your student to say, when will my certificate be given? This is not the place for this. You have Jessie Veluswami's page on the login page. Go and ask her. Why are you asking here? Because it will be a black mark if you ask questions like,
Hello.
yeah, if you ask questions like that, then obviously people will say, you know, this person doesn't even know what this forum is meant for, and so on. So all these, there is an intelligent way to do that, and we have created a framework for that. Okay. So this, I thought, forum is something extremely important. You should all know about it. How to use the forums is one of the tutorials, spoken tutorials available. That will come right in the beginning. One tutorial will talk about side-by-side learning. The second tutorial will talk about forums. The third forum will talk about additional learning material. It will talk about that. So you have some really fantastic things available at your disposal, and you also have mentors who will monitor if you are asking intelligent questions, you are progressing well, that you are doing it over a period of time. You say that I'm going to do a night out, I'm going to do it in the last minute. Who is going to answer your questions? Our mentors may not be available at that time. You may want to do it at midnight. Our mentors may not be available, although we might have mentors overseas also, but then they may be busy, because forum means you can answer, you can ask your question anytime you want, they can answer anytime they want, right? It is asynchronous, right? So in other words, it has many benefits. It has some shortcomings that they cannot answer instantly, right? But on the other hand, if there are 10,000 people asking questions, how can anybody answer instantly, even in a synchronous method? If you have a class of 100 students, 10 students are raising their hand. They cannot answer, the teacher cannot answer all the questions simultaneously. You have to wait for your turn, right? So here, on the other hand, if all the 10 questions are already answered, all 10 can see instantly, immediately, without waiting. So that is the beauty. Although the teacher cannot, there is no teacher who will answer immediately. The question is already answered. It's already there in the forum. You can go and check, right? So it's a very, very powerful thing that we have created. Extremely useful. I would want you to use it wisely.
Hello.
If the student uses it wisely, then they will be monitored. We will keep track of it. We will present that statistics to the potential mentors. So it is not MCQ alone. We will use this information also. Yeah, somebody has a question. Anmol?
Yeah. Hello.
You have a question? If you have a question, please go ahead. Yeah. What else do we do? So this is about the forums, how the mentoring. We will start here. Mentoring support will start here. And depending on how the student is progressing, mentors will
Hello, sir.
come forward. Yes, and yes, Rajput, go ahead. I don't understand why you have to keep turning your mic off, okay, but don't ask a question. Why is it? Why not just keep silent? Okay, any other question? So, should I talk about pedagogy now? What do you think I should do? Sai Sudha?
Yes, sir. I mean, maybe briefly a couple of lines probably, and then
Yeah.
we can wind
And
up.
then we can end the because it has already gone for a long time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And also see the chat. Some of you are asking questions in the chat, and some of you, some of our team members are answering. If there are questions, we can that are not answered, we should take up. But I will go back to our slides and then complete quickly because time is running out. So this I already mentioned. If you, there is one other thing I need to talk about. In fact, maybe I can just stop here. Otherwise, anyway, ask a question comes here. So let me show that also. Supposing you have a new question, you're logged in, you can always ask a new question. Okay, new question will say select a category. For example, you will choose Linux. Select a tutorial. So you have different tutorials. For example, the one I talked about, general purpose utilities in Linux. Then
Hello, sir.
minute.
Yeah, perfect. ये बताइए.
Anmol Rajput, why do you keep unmuting your mic? Okay. So you say general purpose minutes, 4 to 5 minutes, and then you can choose the second. In which second between 4 and 5 minutes? I hope you understand, because you're watching the video, you have a question. In the video, you can look at the timestamp. The timestamp says 4 minutes 32 seconds for just for example. So you will choose 4 and 5 and 30 and 40 because your doubt arises at 4 minutes 32 seconds in the video that you are watching. Enter your question details. Chitra, this is what I'm saying. This title has to be changed. Okay, you can change it to subject of the question.
Sure, sir.
Okay, yeah. So you can say, you can ask some question. Okay, so for example, I don't know where this thing came. I think it is between 2 and 3 minutes. Let's suppose it is 10 and 30 minutes. Okay. So, oh, I'm asking a new question, so it doesn't matter. So you can ask your question, and then you can type your, give a subject to that, and then question, and then submit the question, right? Then it goes in. Then it appears on the questions on that. Our mentors will be watching that. They will be answering. Want to continue a previous discussion? You have already seen. Click the link, add your question. Else, if this question is not asked before, then locate the course using the pull down menu. You saw this, right? Locate the spoken tutorial where the doubt arises. Locate the minute and second when doubt arises. Ask the question. Better to continue a whole discussion if available. This is what I'm saying. Go to the question you are already, just check if it is already asked. Because if you ask the same question again, it is possible that our mentors may not even answer. They might say, this person doesn't even check what is asked. Why should I answer this person? This person doesn't take interest. This person hasn't used this forum properly. This person is not serious. I won't even ask the question, answer that question. It'll just go unanswered. So the first thing is, it is important to ask the question, right? Timed question and answer forum. It has all the information. To see the previously asked questions, you can select and no login is required. Even login is not required. Go and check. See if it is already asked. See if it is already asked, then you ask the question.